Chair Shot Reality continuing on. Check us out, WrestleZone.com. Check us out on the WrestleZone YouTube as well as CSR Wrestling's YouTube channel. Eisenberg LeBar bringing back a good favorite, the reality checks, Josh. A lot of topics to jump into. Let's start it off here. Reality check. Natalya's heel turn was a good decision.
I'm going to say that is a reality because for so long, WWE has thought Natalya is what everybody wants to cheer. I mean, when was the last time she was a real heel? When she was with the Hart Foundation, with Davey Boy, and with Tyson Kidd?
I think it was a run with Beth Phoenix.
Okay, so briefly during that a while ago. And I've been the proponent of, I understand the value that Natalya brings to the women's division now, especially with a lot of young women coming up and could use the tutoring and the experience from Natalya. But it gets to a point where they show her on Total Diva as being crapped on, not getting the push she thinks she deserves. Why wouldn't she turn on the writers that do this to her? Like, it doesn't make sense to me that after so long, after so many obstacles, so many overcomings, everybody's pushed ahead of her every single time they come up to the main roster. Yes, I'm in favor of the Natalya heel turn. I don't think it's going to be anything bigger than maybe a mid-card women's feud. I just don't think her as a heel can go to the women's championship anytime soon.
Yeah, I think this is an example of with the roster splitting. They need more depth. They need a credible veteran heel. You really don't have any other options. I mean, Charlotte's a great heel, but Charlotte's young by the standards. So you're right.
That's it.
She has it. Natty's fresh as a heel. She has so much naturally to draw from. And she even said it when she attacked Becky Lynch. I'm going to start doing me. I think it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, absolutely does. Reality check or not, Justin. The New Day. You know those boys. New Day rocks. New Day rocks with the shoulders. Oh my God, my hips would kill yours. Wow. I mean, it's not turning me on, maybe one person. But anyway, the New Day interrupting the Wyatt family was a disappointment, reality check or not.
I don't think this is a reality. I've been gathering that sentiment from people that the New Day is not what they wanted. But I look at this as the New Day was not what anybody expected. And I don't think it's a bad thing. We got swerved a little bit. We got a shocker and then the New Day interrupting. I think, again, based upon where WWE's at with the roster, I think they feel they might need the Wyatts to stay more on the heel side of things. I guess they always are, just kind of floating in between. They're just ambiguous. I like this. But I like this more so for the New Day. New Day's been around for about 18 months, which is a long time in today's WWE product with how much programming there is. You got to freshen it up. There's only so long they can come out and they can make parody raps and shake their hips. So we got a little tease of look like a little Papa Shango voodoo. We got a tease that maybe the Wyatt family is going to get inside of Xavier Woods' head. And quite frankly, it's something fresh for the New Day. It's something supernatural and a little bit different for the Wyatt family, which they certainly need. I mean, they need momentum badly. It's just been such a weird 6 months. I'm okay with it.
And they need more personality from the Wyatt family. Like, the Wyatt family can be so dark and disturbed and cut the same promo over and over again. I just think people are more disappointed because they wanted Bray Wyatt to come back at a higher profile.
And maybe once the rosters are split and they figure out where Wyatt family is going and they can set up in the fall time, certainly with, again, 2 rosters, 2 pay-per-views,
5 live hours of television.
Room for it. I'll put it this way: I am completely fine about the attempt of what they're going to do. Execution to be determined.
To be determined.
All right, reality check, Josh. Kevin Owens fighting Sami Zayn. It's getting redundant.
I think this is not a reality, and I'll tell you why. Yes, we saw Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in NXT. That feud was great, but it was only a couple of months, and then Kevin Owens got the call up to the main roster and immediately started with John Cena. Sami Zayn came in and attacked Kevin Owens at the Royal Rumble. And then everybody thought, well, it's probably going to be Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, maybe for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania. That's a big internet marks, like 90% of the people watching it. That's a big match for them. They want to see Owens and Zayn, and really just wet their pants over that, but they didn't give them that. They gave them a ladder match. Yes, we've seen this match on Raw. Yes, we've seen this match on quote, B pay-per-views, but at the same time, it's not getting redundant yet because they have not hit their peak. They've not hit their peak, for instance, with a Randy Orton Sheamus. They've had multiple matches, 40 matches or so a couple of years ago. It seemed over and over again. They already hit their peak, and then they just put them together for no reason. This is not a reality because I think that this is the redundancy between these two guys is because they're still fresh. They're still fresh to a lot of the casual fans, and both guys still have a lot to deliver in so many different avenues.
Well, and the great thing, too, about them is that because they know each other so well and they legitimately are such good, at least out-of-the-ring friends.
Like you and me?
Yeah.
Aww.
But there's so much trust there, and that after a while,
like you and me,
there's a chemistry and
like you and me.
you know that they would do anything for each other. They would whatever the
You're
situation.
really talking about us.
Whatever
Right now.
the
Every cliche
situation
you're
goes-
putting out, seriously.
You know, if I had to drop you off the stage right now, you would do whatever need be.
Hey, there's no Brian, there's no Renell. It's just you and me,
You
big
know,
dog.
You would do whatever need be. And that's the great thing about this is that you know that these two guys are gonna
They'll do whatever it takes.
Exactly. There's no hesitation. There's no well. Make sure you take care of me. They know they're gonna go balls to the wall.
And I agree.
said balls.
Yeah, mine too. Reality check or not, Justin. WWE with the leaked photo and rumors circulating that with the brand split, there will be 2 pay-per-views a month. One Raw, one SmackDown like they used to do back in the day. Reality check or not, this is a good idea.
I'm going to say not a reality.
Thank God.
Look, I don't think this is necessary. I think that this just puts more pressure. Look, keep it to one pay-per-view. Let the pay-per-view be that one point of the month where the rosters merge together. Yes, I understand that 3 hours of Raw, 2 hours of SmackDown, and only having a 3 and change pay-per-view because their time queues are starting to get real lenient. I understand that there's still going to be performers and stories that don't make the cut, that are get relegated to the pre-show. But hey, here's an idea. If you're building a story between wrestler A and wrestler B and they don't get to make it on the pay-per-view for whatever reason, have their big culmination match on your weekly show. God forbid if there was a title change or something fresh and meaningful, an original matchup on Raw or on SmackDown. I don't think that we need to be running out and having 2 pay-per-views a month every other weekend. It's just it's
too much. It's too much
and
original programming.
I'm not a fan of this. You know, I just, again, I think that the brand extension could be a benefit to the writers, having the writing staff split up, letting them just have to focus on these 2 hours with this roster or these 3 hours with this roster. But then when you say, look, you got to get to a pay-per-view every 4 weeks, I don't know. I'd rather just keep one pay. I'd rather the pay-per-views, to let them stay special. Let it be the one time a month where everybody comes together.
We don't want to see a Sunday night SmackDown, you know, or Sunday night Raw. Like, we don't need that every 2 weeks, especially like you said. Yeah, the rosters are a little thin right now when you spread out to 2 shows, but it gives more opportunity. Why would you rush something that could be really good if you give it 8 weeks of build? I mean, do you not have that much confidence in your creative team where you can say, hey, let's build an 8-week program so we don't have Owens and Zayn or whoever on Clash of the Champions. We have them at Survivor Series. Come on.
I get the philosophy. I get the philosophy here is they eventually are going to be all WWE Network. They are, in 5 years from now, they're probably not going to be on cable anymore. I understand they want to make the network that much more valuable for the $9.99. They give you more content.
I think it devalues it.
I do too, but to the marketing aspect of where they say how many hours of programming there is.
Unless they have some sort of 2-hour Saturday night special event like they've done with some NXT or some Live from Japan. Make those pay-per-views a Saturday night special where you're not putting so much stock and investment in it, and you know the hardcore fans are going to tune in. Not a 3-hour Sunday pay-per-view. If that changes, I might be on board with that a little bit more.
It's going to be a lot for us to keep up with. This is going to be an interesting.
I have to write a lot. I don't like writing.
It's going to be an interesting second half of 2016. Coming up, the Styles in the club up against John Cena. What's our thoughts on where that program's at? We'll talk about it.